Hey everybody, how you doing? Mark here, standing in a parking lot not far from State Highway 59. I'm on a little road called Stark Road. It's a gravel road, and I am at the Eagle segment of the Ice Age Trail. Okay, so in order to do this Eagle segment and do it fully, we are actually going to have to walk down the road here down to Highway 59 because technically that's where the segment starts. And then when we come back, we'll be going through that area and completing the rest of the trail. Now this trail is 5.6 miles. I do plan on doing the whole trail today, and depending on the trail conditions, because we've had a lot of rain and stuff and snow's melting, so the trail might be muddy, don't know yet. But if it's not too bad, then I'm going to turn around and walk back to the car. However, if conditions are bad, I'll call Jen and she'll come out and pick me up and bring me back. So right now, let's just walk down the road, get to Highway 59, and we'll start our trail there. Okay, so I've reached Highway 59, and right across the street over there is the end of the Stony Ridge segment, which we've already done. And then right at the start of Stark Road, they have this sign here for the Ice Age Trail Eagle segment. So feel free to drive down Stark Road and get to the parking lot. It's about a quarter of a mile down, just letting you know. All right, but we can start our trail now. I tell you, I came walking down this little gravel road here, and there's a lot of ice still on the roadway. It got pretty cold last night, down to about 32. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of snow and ice yet on this little gravel road. So for me to walk down here was pretty slick. But to drive it, car did fine. The tire ruts are actually well established and stuff like that. So you just keep your car wheels in those ruts. You'll be fine. Okay, here we are back at the parking lot. So we've traversed that slick, icy roadway. Okay, so just after the parking lot, which is right back over here, there's this little parking area as well, and there's the trail right there. So that is where we're headed. And just to let you know too, when you're walking down the roadway, everything on the left side of the road is private property. So yeah, don't go to the left, just kind of stick to the right side of the roadway. So now we'll get to see what this trail has. I've never been on this trail segment before, so we'll see. The trail stats, let's see, the length is 5.6 miles. So yeah, the hill difficulty is a 3, but the Blue Spring Lake segment was a 3, and that was hard work. That really was. That was difficult. But on the other side of the road is Stony Ridge. They rate that a 3, and that one was nowhere near as difficult as the Blue Spring Lake segment. So, but they're all considered a 3, so I don't get it. All right, now we're just walking through this big, huge prairie expanse, and we might be heading towards that hill over there. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where the trail goes, but we will find out together. Ooh, train is nearby. The trail difficulty, the actual trail itself and navigating it, they rate that at a 2. So this is still the Kettle Moraine Southern Unit Park system. And yeah, they usually keep these trails pretty clean, mowed down. You know, any fallen timber of trees and stuff like that, they usually get it cleaned up fairly quickly. But we're just now coming into the start of the season, so we might come across maybe a downed tree or two, and they haven't been out here to clean it up yet, so we'll see. But I am liking this. There's no ice on the trail. So far, that's a good sign. Now, over the past few days, we have been getting little amounts of rain, but the temperatures have been warming up drastically. Today is going to be around 50 degrees. So a lot of the snow is actually melting. That train will not shut up. And because of that, that puts a lot of water on the ground. And of course, the ground is still frozen. The water does not absorb into the ground. It just kind of flows off. So I could either come across just frozen pockets of water, you know, little pools that are frozen, or during the course of the day, a very small amount of the top soil will start thawing out, and that will get slushy and muddy and can make hiking very difficult. Oh, you know what these are? These are really cheap ice spikes. And as you can tell, there's no actual spikes on this brand. It's just got this coiled wire that's supposed to grip the ice. So somebody thought that they were worthless enough to just leave sit here on this pole. Why does it people do that? Why can't they? I mean, we're literally like quarter mile in, and you could have just carried it out. But no, they had to leave it here, forcing me to carry it out for them. But up here, we at least have a bench. So if you get exhausted after a quarter mile, you can sit down and look into the bushes over here. I do see a little footbridge here too. Oh, and there's a memory establishment on the bench here. Loving memory of Buck and Sue. It's nice that they have a bench there anyway. Oh, look at all this water. Filterable water right there. Nice strong source of it too. Oh. Nice. Okay, so I am going up a small incline out in this prairie area. It's maybe about, I'm going to guess maybe 20 feet in elevation, but it's over a long duration. It's not 20 feet in 20 feet or anything like that. Well, this area definitely gets a lot more shade thanks to these big trees. So there's a lot more ice still left on the trail here. So I've been walking through this kind of a boggy little area here, but I'm noticing on the side of the trail, like oil infused timber kind of placed down into the ground, but then it's backfilled with actual dirt and stuff here. So it actually makes it quite nice to walk on, and it's not all mucky and muddy and soft. So yeah, it's kind of nice. It's not a platform, it's not a boardwalk, but it does the job. Okay, climbing up another maybe 10, 15 foot rise, not very much. But I'm curious, guys, how was your week? Did you do anything exciting? Now that the winter is almost over, temperatures are warming up. Have you got your bike ready to ride yet? Are you breaking out your camping gear? Do you have any special plans for spring dishes that you guys make? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I really want to know what you guys do to get ready for spring. All right, got to the top of this little hill here. And what's this? Oh, the Scuppernong River Habitat Area. So yeah, this is actually what they call this part of the Southern Kettle Moraine State Park System. Scuppernong River Habitat Area. Look at this. Here's another ice spike tread, and that black dot up there is another ice spike. Did someone just drop these, or did they lose them? They probably thought they didn't work well enough, so they took them off. Why do people do that? Oh, I love nature. I love going out on hikes. I'll leave half my gear laying on the trail, but I just love nature. I don't get it. All right, coming up to my first road crossing and another bench right here. In loving memory of Dr. Don Reed, ecologist, mentor, friend, companion of nature areas. All right, thanks, Dr. Don. This is County Highway N. All right, since I'm here at the County Highway N intersection, I've still been carrying these stupid little ice spikes in my hand. So I'm going to take them off and stuff them down here. Now all I need to do is find a tent, a sleeping bag, sleeping pad, and I'll be all set for next year. Ooh, that's a lot of ice and water there, huh? All right, let's take it nice and slow. So that stuff back there might be the worst part of what I've gone by so far. You know, if I was to walk back, that might be super wet and muddy and flooded out. I have to keep that in mind when I get to the end of the trail on whether or not I'm going to call Jen to come pick me up or not. This is how you know you are in a man-made pine forest. All the trees are in single file line. Ah, cool, check it out, a boardwalk. All right, came off that boardwalk and shortly thereafter came out to this nice prairie section. Very nice. Okay, here's a better view of those 4x4 oil treated lumbers that they put in the ground. So yeah, it's just to keep water from flowing up and over the path. So the center part here is actually elevated a little higher than it is on the sides. Cool. Another ice glazed area right here. Again, just slow down, take it easy. I'm not on the side of a hill or anything like that, so just walk slow, make sure you got good firm steps. All right, so I just want to give you a little update. I checked the Google map because I remembered my phone this time. But I checked the Google map and I've covered a little more than 1.5 miles already, and I have not gone over any major hill. You know, how is this a 3 compared to the Blue Spring Lake segment? How is that a 3 and this is a 3? I don't get it. Ooh, another boardwalk. Ooh, shiny. No, but seriously, I don't get it. I have done nothing but walk through prairie land and maybe some marshy bog area. Small elevational changes of about 20 feet. That's maybe all I've done. I mean, I'm not even huffing and puffing. That's weird. Maybe it hits you all at the end. I don't know. But right now, I don't see why this is considered a 3 on the hill difficulty when Blue Spring Lake segment was like big hill after big hill after big hill. You know, 50 foot, 60 foot, 80 foot rises. Don't understand it. I did check the weather and we are coming up on 40 degrees already. So yep, the water's starting to melt slightly and I'm starting to get more puddles and stuff on the trail than I had before. Yeah, I don't know if my camera picks up all the birds that are up in those trees up there. There's a ton of them. There they go, they're flying across. Wow. Look at all these birds, guys. I can't tell what kind they are. Yep, they saw me, you know, they fly off. Look at that, they're all gathering in this tree over here. Look at them all. Just look at them all. All right, well, most of the birds have flown off from up there, but we're coming up on Walton Road here. And according to this, we need to turn and go down that way. I can't remember how far. I don't have my guidebook with me either. But I don't think it's very far. Okay, across the street is another yellow blaze with an arrow pointing to go right. So we are going to continue going right. So we'll just do a little road walking. Okay, not far down the road is this trail entrance here. Ice Age Trail, yellow blaze, no horses, no bikes. And here's one that we normally don't see very often. Access to the cold cache site. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So the cold cache site is, I think you find them on the geocaching.com website. And they are approved by the Ice Age Trail Alliance people. And if you collect so many of them, you start getting, I think, like badges or maybe a little metal plate to put on like a walking stick or something like that. I can't remember offhand. I want to say that they're patches. And of course, the more geocaches you get, the more patches then you earn. I think you only need to do like 2 of them to get the first patch. And the first one's like a couple of snowflakes, and then the next one has another little maybe icy stream or something like that. And it turns into basically a nice panoramic glacial view that's got a big huge mastodon on it. So kind of cool. And in fact, on my last hike in that Blue Spring Lake segment, the stone elephant is in fact a cold cache. You go to the geocaching.com website and they'll tell you what they want for information. I think one of the things that they wanted on the stone elephant was that you were to measure it, both top to bottom, side to side, end to end. And then you're supposed to calculate the weight of the stone, and they have, what a per inch weight or something like that is on the website. So you just plug that in. So you do width times height times depth times the total weight of that rock per inch, and it gives you the weight of the stone. And then there was something else I think you had to do there too. It wasn't just that. I think you were just supposed to take a picture of you with the stone or something. So yeah, I mean, they're fairly simple things. They really are, but I've been wanting to do it. I just keep forgetting to do them because I would like to earn those patches. Well, I don't know what they were doing out here. You can see all this stuff has been mowed down, but then they have a couple of trees that they left standing sitting out here in this little field. So I don't know if they wanted to keep this a grassland and all these big shrubberies were starting to grow up instead, or what. Yeah, I'm almost certain that that's got to be some sort of a prairie preservation project or something. It's got to be. So yeah, I have been going through a number of spots that could get pretty muddy if the ground starts to thaw and the water starts running. Yeah, there's a few spots that could get quite muddy and hard to traverse on my return trip back. But again, we'll see. Okay, just got off that last boardwalk right down there. And now it looks like my first fairly major hill climb. It doesn't look super steep, but it does look kind of long. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be hard with all this ice here though. All right, so I'm still going up this little hill, but this is the stuff you got to really be careful of. It is getting warm. The surface ice is starting to melt and become water, which means that this is so freaking slick. This is horrible stuff. So I am trying just to walk along the edge and try to stay out of this stuff that's all wet and icy. Here's another fairly well flooded out area, but I think I can be okay if I scoot around this side of all this ice and stuff. And I think that'd be all right. But yeah, I'm just trying to decide, am I going to actually want to walk back through all this ice and water and mud? Just haven't decided yet. Okay. Looks like I'm actually coming up into some hills. Yeah. This will be the first, I think, major hill that I've actually had. The white you see going through the trees over here, that's the trail. So yeah, we're going to go up into those hills. All right, looks like we got another boardwalk down here. Of course, come over to the side so I'm not walking on the ice there. And it looks like this might have a small stream that runs through it over here occasionally. I'm not saying it's always there, but you can definitely see a wet patch going through those leaves there. So yeah, nice little boardwalk. All right, so there's the hill. Now my thing about the hill difficulty is that it should be an average rating throughout the entire trail, not just one part of it. So I think I'm only like 2 miles from the end, and I'm just now starting to hit good sized hills, where the Spring Lake, the Blue Spring Lake segment, it was hills all the time. From the very start to the very end, it was all hills. So yeah, let's see what this has. I've covered 3 miles, I've covered 3 miles of trails. I've got 2.5 to go. I really don't think it's going to be that bad. I really don't. Because I think the Ice Age Trail Alliance's hill rating system is just bogus. So let's start going up this hill right now. From here, looks like it might be 30 feet or so. I've given it thought, and I think I'm going to end up calling Jen. I'm just not liking so many portions of the trail as far as what the conditions could be when I'm done. So yeah, I think I might call Jen, tell her to come get me, because right now, like I said, I'm in the shaded forested area walking up and down hills on ice. I am going very, very slowly. Huh. Well, that's a really cool fallen tree that they cut for us. But my is this tree right here has a white blaze on it. I actually thought that was my trail, and apparently it's not. So this goes to Brady's Rock. I wonder if that's the cold cache area. So, should we go to Brady's Rock and take a look at it? Here's the placard sign. Do we want to risk all that ice? Whoa, I'm sliding just standing here. All right, we'll risk it. Let's go to Brady's Rock. Okay, those little rocky stairs sucked when they're covered in ice. So I might traverse down through this area or up through here when I come back. Haven't decided yet. But let's keep going this way to Brady's Rock. Wow, very rocky through this area. Very, very rocky. Looks pretty cool though. So this is this little thing on the tree here, Brady's Rock Loop. So I wonder if that's what this little section is right here. So I guess we'll just pick a side and go through it. Yeah, this is a pretty little spot coming down through here. I'm glad I risked it. It was really nice. So yeah, that Brady's Loop was pretty cool, guys. It really was. Of course, very rocky terrain, so you really got to watch your footing. Watch that you don't trip. But yeah, that was kind of cool. I could have taken a lot more video and whatnot here, but I want you guys to come out here and experience it for yourself. So I only took a few videos. I'm coming up on the rock stairs that I first took to get up here, and I am going to put the camera down so I can get past those stairs. All right, see you in a bit. Well, I made it through those icy, rocky stairs. The hardest part was actually down here by the sign, because everything kind of funnels into that little dip right there. That was the worst part of it. You know, the other stuff I could just walk on the elevated rock surfaces. But once I got down here, that sucked. But I didn't fall. All right, let's keep moving forward. Okay, so my first big hill climb is done. Wasn't that bad. Like I said, 30, 50 feet maybe. So I'll keep going. See how many more hills are in my future. Yeah, here's another spot. This is all mucky and muddy and soft. We're not even to 45 degrees yet today, and this stuff is pretty nasty. So I think that little section back there, all that mud, pretty much solidified in my mind. I'm calling Jen. I'm not walking back through all this stuff. You know, if I can make it through here once without falling down, I'll consider that a win. But I don't think I should press my luck and try for a second go at it, you know? Okay, message has been sent. Now I just gotta wait for Jen to say, okay, I gotta get dressed and then I'll be on my way. Because I'm sure she's probably still in bed. It's only, what is it, about 11:30? So to do the 4 miles that I've done so far, it's only taken me like an hour and a half. So, like I said, this has been actually really quite easy for a 3 hill difficulty. And I even took time over at Brady's Rock. So I'm trying to understand why they rated this so harshly on the hill difficulty. Yeah, I'm starting to get into a few hills now. But the first 3/4 of the trail was easy as hell. Don't know how well it's going to pick up on the camera, but the trail circles around and goes down that steep hill. It's not very far, maybe 20, 30 feet, but it's steep, and of course it's icy, and of course it's muddy. Let's do it. Well, that hill was slow going, it really was, but I got down it. That's all that matters, and I still have not fallen yet. Nice little boardwalk here. And I think it's mostly, I think it's mostly for runoff water. There's a little bit of water down there, but not much. Nothing really seems to be flowing, so I think it's just from the fields up there, and then it melts and flows down this way. All right, let's keep moving, guys. That white that you see through the trees over here, that is the big hill that I just went down. Crossed the boardwalk, came up the hill here, and now we're going to cross another little prairie. I like it when it goes from the heavy wooded areas and then just boom, you're in a prairie. I just love that. Oh, there's 2 trails here. One just goes up here, and one turns and goes that way. So, the Highway 67 Hunter's Lot, that's what the bottom white tag says, is down there. So apparently they give hunters their own parking lot. where the 67 Wayside Trailhead, that's the top white one, keeps going that way. Well, we keep going that way. We got a yellow blaze right up there by the picnic, the bench up there. Almost said picnic table. So that's the direction we're going. I am walking down a significant hill, but it's not super steep or treacherous or anything. Going into prairie lands again. But a guy came towards me, so where I'm going more northbound, he was heading southbound. And there's a trail for a scenic view right there. Don't think I'm going to take it. I want to stay on the trail and get to the end. I asked him, I go, so what's the trail like, you know, where you came from? He goes, oh, you know, it's not too bad through, you know, this prairie area, but once you get up in the hill again, you know, it gets kind of slick and whatnot. It's like, okay, so nothing I haven't been dealing with already. And I told him, you know, being that I noticed he had ice spikes on, and I told him, I go, man, I've been finding them all over today. He's like, what? He goes, really? I go, yeah, I found like 4 of them. He goes, what? So I showed him the ones that I found, and he liked that very first one that I found with that basically the rubber spring or the metal spring coil going around all the rubber. He goes, oh, I'll take that. He goes, you want it? I go, you can have it. I don't want it. So, so I actually gave it to him. I wish it could have been sunnier today, but it was rainy last night. And this morning, even my drive here was quite a bit rainy. As I was leaving Beloit, it was raining. Even when I got towards Delavan, it was raining over there. But by the time I got onto Highway 12, it pretty much was gone. And I haven't had any issues of rain hitting me as I've been walking through the area. Oh, look at this mud hole. Okay, whoa. Almost went down. Almost went down. I have no idea what this trail is. I don't know if it's a driveway or what it is. I have no clue. All right, keep going forward. Okay, shortly after that dirt road, there is a sign here that says Springs. Do you want to go look at the springs? All right, let's go look at the springs. Check out that little domed bridge. Now I have no idea if the water that's coming down through here is from a spring or if that's just runoff from the fields and hills. I don't know. Over here, there is a little bit of water. Again, I don't know if this is being spring fed. Yeah, I'm thinking that it might be coming, that the spring is like right in through here. And then it just kind of trickles down and goes off that way. I'm thinking that's what it is. I could be wrong. But yeah, I just don't feel like walking through all this other crap and mud and stuff. So sorry guys, that's as far as I'm going. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get people that say I wussed out on crossing that little spring creek like right there. But I figure if they wanted me to cross it, they would have put up a little bridge. So to me, that was just the end of where that trail should have been. So if you want to say I'm a wuss, go ahead and say it. I don't care. I have not gone over any major hills to speak of after coming out of the hills behind me over there, behind my shoulder. Came down to the prairie area and have still been going through the prairie area. That tree row over there, all those pines, that's Highway 67, and our trail ends just off of that. So we are almost done, and we've only gone up a couple of major hills. And they weren't even big enough to really get me huffing and puffing. So, so why is this a 3? I could have rated this a 2. Seriously. I don't know. Please explain it to me, because I don't know. All right, coming into a nice birch or aspen forest here. Look at all these white trunks. So nice, so pretty. I do love birch and aspen trees. They put out these bright yellow leaves in autumn. They're just so beautiful. You walk across a water-covered ice slick and see how fast you go. This is one of the reasons I don't want to walk back. Well, I'm hoping that when I get to the Highway 67 trailhead parking lot, they will have a picnic table there or something, because I did bring some Campbell's Chunky Soup for me to have for a lunch, but I don't know if they have a place for me to eat it or not. I really don't want to sit on the ground on the ice and snow and water and stuff like that, so I'm hoping they'll have something, but we'll see. I also quickly checked Google Maps because Jen and I share our locations with each other, and she has not left the house yet. I don't know what to do. You know, it'd be one thing if I looked at the Google Maps and I saw Jen was coming already, but hell, she might not even wake up for another 3 hours. Well, this looks pretty well flooded out. Got water that goes all the way up into the woods here. And it looks like there's a high spot here and through all that brush. The water seems to be going off into that direction too. All right, I'm just going to try to skirt as close to the side of the trail here. Okay, that was a pain. Again, that's why I'm not wanting to come back. Okay, so I'm coming up towards the end here. I just want to talk about the trail today and my experience on it. Of course, as I stated time and time again, my trail conditions sucked with all the mud and ice and water, but this is not typical. I mean, it is for right now, but in the summer, in the fall, most of the spring, it's not going to be like this. So I have no idea what the trail conditions would be like after a heavy rain or anything like that. You know, I'm sure there's probably going to be areas that do get muddy. Traffic on the trail, I only saw one other person, and he was going the opposite direction as me. And the hill difficulty, it's bogus. It's complete bull. This is a 2. I went up and down basically one big hill in 5 miles. Seriously, that's it. I've gone up and down some smaller hills, but nowhere near what can be construed as the difficulty level of the Blue Spring Lake segment. My biggest difficulty has been the ice, which I'm still walking on. But my weather today hasn't warmed up quite as much as I would have liked, but it hasn't been bad either. So, you know, I was kind of hoping that the clouds would have broken apart and whoa, almost went down right there. I was hoping that the clouds would have broke apart and gotten a little bit of blue sky and some sunshine. But, you know, you take what you get, right? All right, so I'm going to keep going, get to the trailhead parking lot. Hopefully they'll have a picnic bench, and hopefully it'll be somewhat dry. And hopefully Jen will come get me. All right, here is the Highway 67 trailhead parking lot. And I do not see Jen in the truck here. All right, let's figure it out. At least I got a bench I could use and I can sit and make lunch. Okay guys, so I did make it back to my car. I was sitting there at the other parking lot area on the other side of the trail, and the gentleman that I met on the trail and talked to gave that ice spike to. I just asked him if he could give me a ride back to my car, and he was nice enough to do it. So Greg, thank you very much for doing that for me. I appreciate it. Stick around next week, guys. I got another riding video coming out. Well, don't know if I can call it a riding video. It's so hard to tell if I'm going to be able to go out riding or not. So I'm just having to play it by ear. And if I don't go out riding, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of hoping I'll get out for a ride, but we'll see. And if I do, I don't know where I'm going or what I want to go see or anything. So we'll see what next week brings, okay? It'll be a surprise for both you and me. All right, guys, I will see you next week, Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Thank you so much for your support, subscribing, commenting, sharing the videos with your friends. I love it all. It helps the channel immensely. So I will see you guys on the road. Bye.